Good evening, folks. Appalachian Cryptid Encounters here. So it's been a few days. Had a lot of stuff going on in real life, you know. So it took me a little while to get to the footage. But, you know, I've said on the channel about, you know, Sasquatch's, some of their covering and concealment techniques, you know, like using quartz crystal that they grind up into dust, and they coat their fur with that, and then they use tree organ fluid and tree organ sap and stuff out of trees, and they use that to stain their skin where they can blend in with vegetation and stuff like that. And then in the summer months, they harvest their furs and their hairs, and they weave it together and stuff like that, and they'll make like blankets. And they'll coat those blankets, you know, to reflect light and whatnot. So that's what brings me to this video. I got a couple different things I want to show you. Oh, also, before I do that, I want to mention, you know, I've noticed that in my videos, you know, that I've recorded at night, well, the following day, I would go out and inspect those areas, right? And I've noticed that there's been an awful lot of X's, like where they put sticks together and they'll build like an X, you know? And so I really didn't put two and two together until today, once I started making, going through the footage to make this video. But what they're doing is, here we go. Now I'm going to take you to the video and I'll show you. Well, to the image of it. Okay. So what we got going here, let me go to markup. Okay. So before I do the enhancement stuff, I'll just give you a layout right here. So what we got going here is a little baby Sasquatch, right? There's his mouth. He's got his little nocturnal shade lenses on. You can see his hands right here, right? He's squatted in. It's the juvenile. And then if you look right here, let me clear all that, right? And we'll get the enhancements here in a minute. But anyhow, right here is the adult, right? And he's right above the juvenile. But what's very interesting here, we'll get the enhancements in a minute. But if you look closely, you'll see this right here. That is one of the fur, the cover and concealment blankets that they make, right, out of their own genetic material, right? And what's going on is the reason that you see those X's on your land or whatever is because, you know, from wind gust and stuff at night, whenever the tribes will bed down or whatnot, they'll put those X's up as a brace behind their blankets that they drape or hang up. In case the wind blows, it won't blow their blankets away. And that's what those X's are for. They're used to hold their sheets up and stuff. Their fur blankets up and stuff. But because you can see right here, I'm going to take those markups off. I've not done any enhancements yet, but I want to show you right here. you'll see there's an adult right here. You can see him bleeding through there a little bit, right? But if you'll see, here's his hand, and he's put his claws, he's put his fingernails through that blanket to hold tension down on it because the wind was blowing. So he's holding that blanket in place, right? And then if you look down here, you see that the blanket is up maybe 1.5 feet off the ground. You know, just imagine this thing whipping this direction. And so he's holding it back like this, holding tension on it to hide the Sasquatches behind the blanket. That's basically what's going on in this video. There's no X braces up or nothing like that. So basically that's what they're doing. And you can, so I'll go to enhancements here. Let's see here. I guess I did work a little bit on it. Let me turn some of this up a little bit. Wow, look at that juvenile. Look at that baby. Look how good that's coming in. Yeah, it's a black and white image, but it's still pretty good footage of a baby. Look at that. Just amazing, amazing footage to get that close to one of their young ones. And let me see. Trying to get some of the detail out on his face. Look at that. Looks like he's got a scratch there on his cheek or something. Wow, just look at that. Just amazing. So there's a little juvenile facing to the right there, behind him. And then you got the adult right here. See, he's peering out behind that cover and concealment sheet there. The adult is right there. You can see his big eyeball right there. He's actually behind the sheet. Look at that. So you see him, and then you see the sheet. You can see his other eye right there. Let me see here. I don't know how much. Let me take this out, I guess. It looked better with the shadows up, didn't it? I guess we'll run 50% on the shadows. Let me see here. Bear with me for a second. We'll turn it up a little bit. But yeah, you can see the adult back behind the cover and concealment blanket. And then you can actually see, let me go back and look at it. Okay, so you can see right here, you can see the blanket, right? And you can see that his head is tucked back behind it right there. It's easy to see, plain as day, that he is hidden behind that blanket. And there's a couple other ones up through there you can see in that footage. Okay, I just thought that was amazing, an amazing catch. To actually get that footage and to show people what I've been saying on the channel for so long about how smart these beings are and how they use cover and concealment. But anyways, I got some more material coming up that I'm going to put up on the channel. Actually, look at this Sasquatch here. Check him out. It's hard to tell how many's actually back behind that wall. You know what I mean? It's hard to tell. And some of these Sasquatches are so huge. They're getting so much of the fur and stuff during the summer. You'll see, and then you'll see some of the Sasquatches are basically bare naked, and some of the other ones will have hair, but then they grow their hair back during the summer and get their winter stuff back on. I see also, yeah. Anyways, I'll put the rest of what I was going to say on the next video, but there'll be a part 2 to this. I will get up either tonight. I'll get it up on the channel either by the end of tonight or tomorrow evening. So I'm just going to label this part 1, and then the next one will be part 2. Anyways, I'd like to welcome all my new subscribers. I appreciate all of you. And, take care of yourselves and have a safe day.